Right, Scorn on the Xbox Series X, a game that I was actually pretty much looking forward to when they showcased the trailer at one of the gaming conventions. I myself am a big fan of horror. I love being jump scared. I love that sort of suspense in games. So this was right up my street when they announced this, and luckily it did hit Game Pass, so we managed to get straight onto the review and get the recording done straight away. So Scorn, PEGI 18, 100% fits the game criteria itself that we've played. It's definitely an 18 rated game. 18.6 gigabyte file on the Xbox Series X. I don't know if it would be smaller on the S. I don't think it would be. So not a massive game, but definitely a nice size. $33.49 to purchase it if it is not in the Game Pass, which is quite a bit of money, to be fair. So luckily, again, I love Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I don't think I'll ever not go without it. It definitely works for me. You can pick it up on Steam for $18.85 or the Epic Store for $20.85. So quite a considerable price drop if you play it on PC, which is pretty cool. Publisher Kelper Interactive and developer is EBB Software. It is only on Xbox and PC. It is not on PlayStation, unfortunately, and it runs at 4K 60 FPS, single player game, no multiplayer in it whatsoever. So I've got my review template on my right, so I will be looking at it every now and again just to remind myself what we're talking about. We're going to break this game down in the exact same fashion that we break all other games down. I will be drinking to lube up my throat, of course. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the choice of music used, audio, effects, and voice acting. That's the first thing that we look at in every single game when we first start playing it. Does it have an incredible soundtrack? Are the audio effects within the game, are they good? Are they really good? I always wear a Turtle Beach headset when I play my games, so I'm getting it directly into my brain. And I can say that the soundtrack that's in this game is moderate at best. It doesn't overhype. It doesn't over excel against other horror type of soundtracks that I've listened to. It's not that special. It really isn't. It was kind of disheartening because good soundtrack or good ambient music that's being played throughout any sort of game can really set the tone and can really add weight to the game, and it didn't do it for me. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't do it for me. But in terms of the audio effects within the game, especially the shooting aspects, the guns that you're using, they're very good. Very good. I have to definitely praise them. That you definitely hear a nice just a crisp, loud bang with your guns, and I have to praise him for it. I really do. I have to praise him for it. So soundtrack, meh, but the sound effects within the game itself, pretty awesome. The explosions, pretty awesome. The liquid sound effects that they're using especially for all the gory blood, definitely works. definitely works. But yeah, I was pretty disappointed overall for the soundtrack. I wanted a really good soundtrack, but I didn't get it, unfortunately. The voice acting is irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. There is no speaking in the game. None. Your character moans, groans. When you shoot things, they make moans and groans too. But there's no talking throughout the entire game. We put in around about 7 hours as a whole through start to finish, done all the achievements throughout the game, all 12 of them. So if you are an achievement person, this game is very easy to get them all. So I would definitely recommend it from that point of view. But I can't talk about voice acting because there wasn't any, and like I said, the soundtrack was a bit meh. So the only thing positive out of that category really is the sound effects. That's all I can really say. The sound effects are pretty good. They are. Graphics, texturing, and weather effects. Graphically, this game is breathtaking to look at. It really is. My very first thoughts about it, especially when I saw the trailer, I believe it was the E3 convention, it reminded me immediately of the Xenomorph from Aliens. The designs, the texturing, it looked amazing. It really, really, really did. This game looks stunning in 4K, running at 60 FPS. I do stream. My feed itself is all 4K. It is rendered in 1080p, just so you know the bitrate ain't crazy high. But what I'm looking at is 4K, and graphically, I can't fault the game around that. The game looks absolutely stunning. There are only minor weather effects within the game, mainly lots of hazy fog and stuff like that. There's no like rain, snow, autumn effects or anything like that. Or there's none existing, but it's the majority of your time is spent inside, so you're not really encountering any form of weather effects within the game. Character model design. The character, it is a first person, but when you look down, you can actually see your character itself. The design of the character is okay. Okay. The design of the enemies is just rubbish. If you want my honest opinion, it was rubbish. Throughout the whole game, you encounter 4 enemies that you can take on, fight, shoot, whatever you want to call it. One of them's a chicken, pretty much a skinned chicken that spits on you. The other one is a skinned dog that spits on you. One of them's a tentacle that spits on you. There's a bloody trend clearly in this, and then there's an actual proper enemy that actually fights back proper. And he's okay. The 4th enemy is okay. The rest of them are just boring. They overdo it. It's lame. It really, really, really is. It's just that their design is just not something. When you look at the terrain, you think how detailed this is, and the enemies look like white socks with wings that spit on you. You have the ball that charges at you as well, and it also looks like a floppy white sock. To be fair, I was very, very disappointed with the overall enemy design in this game. Like, massively disappointed. They overuse them. And they're nothing special. Honestly, they're not. Gameplay mechanics. It is listed, even in the Microsoft Store, it is listed as an atmospheric first-person horror adventure game. It's very slow in terms of the actual gameplay and mechanics behind the game itself. The shooting mechanics is poorly done. Changing weapons is poorly done. You have to stand still to do that, which is great for the enemies, because you're an easy target. But there are some cool little gimmicks throughout the game itself that really are, that do a good job. Especially when you're infected with the parasite and then you've got more than 2 hands. it's kind of cool. But yeah, it's not. It does a bad job at being a first-person shooter. It does quite a bad job at doing it, and it feels too stiff, too slow, and just you put yourself at risk doing simple things like reloading or changing a gun because you're standing still throughout the majority of the time, switching pieces to make your gun, and that's a shame. That in my opinion, that there is a big shame. They could have done a lot better with that. Maybe they just don't have any experience within that field, and maybe they could have played or watched some other first-person, third-person shooters to get some more ideas. But I just don't think it was done well at all. It was just too slow. The game does have a lot of puzzles in it, And that's not something that they advertise in the Microsoft Store on the main page. Like I said, it's listed as Scorn is an atmospheric first-person horror adventure game. The game didn't make me jump. The game ain't scary for me in any way, shape, or form. I couldn't really grasp the horror part of it. Adventure? No. Zelda is an adventure game. This is not really an adventure game, in my opinion. It's a first-person puzzle gore fest of a game. There's a lot of it. There is a lot of gore in it. There's a lot of sexual things as well. So this game definitely isn't recommended for the younger audience in a way, but it's a disturbing first-person gore fest puzzle game. That's the best way I can describe it, pretty much. Replayability and game difficulty. There is no replayability in this game. There is none at all. Once you've completed the game, you're done. You can go, obviously you can go back and get the achievements that you missed. I was not even trying on my first playthrough, and I got 11 of the 12 achievements. The achievement that I did miss was at the very beginning, and Panda did help me out to find it, get it done. It took a matter of minutes, and it was 100% done. The whole game's finished. With that in mind, that does impact the game itself. Once you've completed the game, you just don't. That's it. You're done. You don't need to do nothing. You. That's it. My game. That's. And if I rushed through this game, I could probably do it in under 5 hours, maybe 4 hours if I knew everything off by heart. This is not a long game at all. It was only the puzzles that really slowed me down. Massively slowed me down. Game difficulty. Did I find the game too difficult to play through as a standard? No, not really. I died a few times, but that's because I was learning what to do. And with the crappy combat mechanics, and how stiff it is to actually, avoid getting hit and fight back. It's not hard. It's just annoying. It's frustrating more than anything, but it's not difficult at all. Could they have added a difficulty scaling? Probably not with how the game plays out, to be fair. Unless the difficulty affected the puzzles, and they made the puzzles even harder. Maybe? Question mark, possibly? I'm not 100% sure. But overall, I didn't find the game difficult at all. I didn't. Any customization and stats building? There's no RPG elements in this game whatsoever. There is no stats building, so we don't talk about that. Customization? No. You can't customize your character. You can't customize your weapons. You can't customize nothing. That's just not how it is. So there is none. So there's nothing to talk about on that part. Story, if applicable. What story? This is probably the biggest kicker out of everything that I'm going to talk about. What story? You wake up in an unexplained area, doing unexplained things, to go around doing even more unexplained things with no guidance, no support, no navigation, no help. You are left to your own devices throughout this game to figure it out all yourself. There is nothing. There's no pop-ups. There's no quest log. There is nothing. Nada. You're on your own. Good luck. Have a lovely day. The story is never explained. Not at all. And it will leave you with more questions than anything else. And you will get frustrated at the end because you'll be like, wait, what? No way it's done. Nothing what? So the story is non-existent. You wake up on a planet. That's it. Good luck. Bye-bye. That is it. You go around doing puzzles and you get to the end. It's like walking to the shops and buying a Mars bar. To be fair, that's more fun than what I went through with this game. because at least I know I'm getting a Mars bar out of it. There is no reward for playing this game. Even the puzzles don't really reward you with excitement. It's just, yay, done that puzzle. Woo! Some puzzles you have to do more than once as well, so that's also lovely. But story, what story? Question mark. Pure and simple. Online co-op, non-existent. Features and stability and the modes online, non-existent. There is nothing. Purchase price versus digital and value of content. As I did say at the beginning of the review, the game is £33.49 if you're not buying it on game. If you've got Game Pass, you get to play it for free. If you don't have Game Pass, $33.50. Do I feel that is a justified price? No way. No way. No, not at all. Nope. With the price on Steam being $18.85, do I feel that is justified? Yeah, you're almost getting there. You're almost getting there. $14.99, probably the perfect price for this game, because it's an experience that you'll regret. And you want to sweep it under the carpet and just wish you never played it. In my opinion, of course. All of this is just my opinion. Microtransactions, non-existent. There is nothing at all. It's just a game. And any additional notes taken during your playthrough. I pretty much scratched a lot of what I've already spoken about. It has a terrible checkpoint system at times. It auto saves at certain points. You don't get any notification on the screen when it auto saves, which it should. You know, there should always be a symbol that comes up. You know, in some games you turn them on, it says, please do not turn off the game when you see this symbol doing this fancy thing. You don't get any of that crap. You don't. It's just, it saves when it wants to at certain markers within the game or acts within the game. You can't manually save the game, so if you die, you do get put back sometimes, quite a bit. You got to do it all again. Yay! For checkpoints. So that's great. The very first weapon that you initially find is garbage, utter garbage. It will frustrate you using it more than anything else. You'll be so happy to get your first weapon, but because ammo is limited and you can only get a small amount of it throughout the whole game, you'll be worried to use the guns, but you want to use the guns to kill the enemies because they're a pain in the ass. Good luck figuring that dilemma out. Player kept in the dark, the story, plot, and characters. That's what I'm saying. You don't know who you are as a character. You don't know who you are, what you're doing, how you got there, what's going on, what happened. It's everything that you ask. Just my mind is like scrambled eggs right now because I am kind of frustrated with this game. I was really hoping for an epic like story-driven game, and it doesn't have it. I love stories. I really do, especially when they're written really well. And I like stories in horror games too. And this game just does none of that for you. It doesn't. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why things are the way they are. The game just presents itself and goes, there you go, off you go. It's like letting a toddler loose in a playground. Watching them waddle away. It really is. Everything else I've pretty much spoken about. All the notes that were taken throughout the review itself. All of it. It was so short and unsatisfying that there isn't much more I can really talk about. There really isn't. All I need to really talk about now is what I would give it as a review scoring, which I'm going to write down with my trusty pen. I want my community in chat to put what they would score it. See if we agree. I think that's a little interesting exercise. As you can see, these lovely people here. But the game did work. There was one bug though. There was one bug, but I have written it down. So Panda 3 to 4, Spider when it's 6, above average. Dude, you're being very generous. 6? My God. I'm reviewing this based on the fact that it was promoted as something and I didn't get that from it. And yeah. I wanted a horror gore fest, scare jumps, chaos, explosions. I was bored. I was bored in this game. And for that reason, I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. I don't feel this game is justified any more than that. I really don't. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, the game looked absolutely great, but the lack in soundtrack deducts points. The lack in story deducts points. The lack in the lack in direction and dialogue. There's so much ripped out of this game. It's just a mute puzzle game that you have to get from A to B and shoot some things on the way. Graphically, yes, this game looks absolutely amazing, but it has no like meaty substance to it. It really doesn't. And the price, the fucking price, $33.49 for this crap? No way. No, not at all. The price is too expensive. $33.50 for this? I would be livid to play to pay that much money for a game that I clocked 6 to 7 hours in and has zero replayability. None whatsoever. None. There's no multiple endings, so once you're done, you're done. So, I'm sorry, with that in mind, I do feel 3 out of 10 is justified. It's just, again, guys, it is my opinion at the end of the day. Do not forget this, it is my opinion. But I really hope you enjoyed the review recording. I'm going to be adding the game art that I'm talking about on the right hand side as well. But this is just a very pretty puzzle game that's boring as hell. That's it. No horror, there's no adventure, there's no. If you played it, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below on YouTube. And again, I appreciate everyone for the support and the love. Thank you so much for everything that you do for me. I will be working on the next review in a few days, the new Ghostbusters game, and I can't wait for that. So yeah, give the video a like at least if you did enjoy it. Comments down below as you usually do. And I will see you guys in the next review. Or you can catch me live over on trovo.live /AddictPlays. It's the same. All the details will be down below as always. Guys, thank you. Take care. And I'll see you next time.